All right, so this brings me to one of my favorite subjects, which is not only to buy traffic, but to sell traffic. The name of this step is guaranteed money selling traffic. And no, I'm not overhyping. No, I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about guaranteed money every single time you press send. And you might be thinking to yourself, how is that possible? In fact, most people don't know that it's possible. Well, shall I say most marketers don't know that it's possible to make money in predictable money every single time you send an email, guaranteed. And let me just give you a prime example. The California Gold Rush. You might have heard of the California Gold Rush when everyone ran to California in hopes of stumbling across all of this gold and just being rich and set for life. And there were a lot of people that actually found gold, and were set for a long time because of it. But the majority of people didn't find anything, ended up wasting their time and money, and really had a miserable experience. And so I want to just tell you that 95, and it might be higher than that, 95% of internet marketers are the ones who run over to get gold and end up with nothing. And then they quit and they say that this industry sucks and no one can make money and it's a big scam. 95, maybe higher percent of internet marketers end up going through that. And I want to tell you why. Now, the ones who ended up making all of the money in the gold rush weren't the ones who were digging for gold. It's the ones who actually had the tools, right? This represents a little pan that you filter through the mud, and you got the gold nuggets in here. It was the guys, it was the merchants who sold all of the picks and the tools and the pans and the pots, all of the different things that the miners and the diggers needed in order to continue their search for gold. You see, the merchants made the guaranteed money. You see, they knew you're going to need this tool, that tool, and don't forget, you're going to need that tool as well. They made a fortune. They actually made all of the riches through the whole gold rush because they had guaranteed income. And see, this is what I want to teach you how to do. I don't want you to be a part of the 95%. And so the reason I say that is, look, when you send 100 visitors to an offer, do you expect 100% of the people to buy their offer? No. By now, I hope you don't assume that 100% of any amount of visitors are going to purchase the offer, right? You'll be lucky if you get 5% that purchase the offer. If you can get 2-3%, that's great. You're doing good. You can also tweak and test and improve. But if you're carving out 2-3% visitor to customer percentage, then you're actually doing well. Now, like I said, I want to get you on the other side to where you make 100%. And so the way that you do that is by selling the tools, selling the resources, selling the traffic. So let me just clear this out. So look, check this out. I want to put you in a position where you have no risk involved. And the way you do that is you sell the clicks. So let's say, for example, I have 100 visitors. And so out of those 100 visitors, I'm trying to sell a product that costs $30. And so say I have a capture page that converts at 50%. And so what that means is not all 100 visitors are actually being exposed to this offer. Only half of them are. So 50 eyeballs, 50 eyeballs, let's put a little nose there so you don't confuse that with something else. 50 eyeballs are actually on that offer. And so out of 50 people, let's say only one person bought. And it happens. Only one person bought. So now you made one sale of $30. And of course, you ended up with 50 subs, which is a great thing. 50 subscribers on your list. But you might have paid $50 for the ad. So you paid $50 for the ad. So you actually lost on that campaign, even though you ended up with subscribers and one $30 sale. You ended up with a minus $20 campaign. Now, let's go back and look at this. Who got the guaranteed money? The $50 that was spent to the traffic provider. The $50 was guaranteed up front, even before the person composed the email and clicked the send button, right? So that is guaranteed money. All the risk is on the customer. And of course, as a solo ad provider, you're going to send the best email copy. You're going to compose the best subject line. You want to give them the best chance of converting those visitors into customers. But like I said, it's no risk involved. It's no risk. All of that risk is solely on the customer. You got paid up front. You got the $50 before you even sent the email, right? So imagine if you average, 1,000 clicks a week that you're selling. So that's $500. $500 of guaranteed money every single week. Now, if that's from one customer that's ordering 1,000, keep in mind, you're going to have repeat customers. Okay. You're going to have repeat customers. So that's one customer that's buying 1,000 clicks a week. Say you have 5 of those. Say you have 10 of those, and you can do it. Right. So let me clear this out. So this is another thing that I want to touch on. This is why I love providing traffic. It's kind of a sneaky reason, but I'm a curious person anyway. I'm always looking at other people's funnels and their sales pages and their follow-ups, but you get firsthand look at what converts. So when you have people who are repeat customers who come back to you, that means that the traffic is converting for their offer. So that means that it's quality traffic and it's matched up with a quality offer. So if you have a quality offer, I want to look at that offer and see what makes it work. I want to take notes because success leaves clues. So I want to see how they formatted the sales page. I want to see what the script was, and what it said and what it told them to do on the sales page. I want to see the email follow-up series. Now, as a traffic provider, you get the sneak peek and the inside look of all of that. You get to see what makes it work. Okay. And so I already touched on the repeat customer. You have no risk in consistent income. As you get repeat customers, it's no longer a gamble. You can expect, okay, I know these customers are going to order again next week. I know this customer is going to order, and you'll constantly be getting brand new customers. You'll constantly be getting brand new customers. And let me just show you something. You have different groups on Facebook where you can join, and you can see not only who's selling, you can see who's buying. Right? You can see who's buying. So for example, you have right here Darren, who bought from Chris 3,000 clicks, and he received basically a 10% over delivery, right? Because he received 3,300 clicks. Tier one is just the tier 1 countries. So you got the United States, Canada, the UK, all of the countries that basically spend the most money, right? And so you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So it's like third world, second world, and first world countries. So opt-in rate was phenomenal. And so like when I'm looking at this, say, for example, if I provided that traffic and I see that my traffic opted into his page at 57, almost 60%, I'm going to take a look at that capture page and say, what the hell, what made that convert? I might take a look at the copy written. I might look at the display, the design of it, the format. It doesn't matter. I want to take a look at it. It says sales. Yes, he generated sales from this guy's traffic. Right. So not only is this a good resource to join these different groups to see who's giving the goods, who has good traffic, but as a seller, you also can see that Chris bought a good amount of traffic. I mean, this is some volume, 3,000 clicks. And so you can approach Chris. I'm sorry, not Chris. You can approach Darren and shoot him a message and say, hey, man, I have an opening. Do you need any clicks? Right. So take a look at this. Thanks, Darren. I'm always glad to see such great results. If anyone else needs traffic like Darren is getting, just PM me. He's looking for more customers. And also we have what's called virtual assistants. You'll see different people on here that don't mind hunting down these different customers for you and bringing them to you. And you don't have to search and you don't have to read different posts and see who's buying or who just bought. These virtual assistants will find the customer and bring it to you for a percentage of the transaction. A lot of times it's just $5 on every 100 clicks that you sell that customer. They did the hard work. All you got to do is send and then cut them a commission. So it's a lot of different ways that you can go about doing this. But let's go back to this. And so, like I said, constant income. And guess what? It's a scalable business. It is a scalable business because guess what? The amount of traffic you can deliver is based on the amount of subscribers you build on your list. So today, if you have a list that's about 2,000, 3,000 subscribers and you can only deliver 100 visits to any offer a day, then once you get to 4,000, 6,000 subscribers, you might be able to deliver 200 or 300 visitors. When I say visitors, I mean generate those clicks in a single day from one single broadcast. Now, that's not mentioning when you send out a broadcast and then you segment your list to resend to the ones who didn't open. It's all type of tricky things that you can do when you're trying to get the most out of your list. But it's a scalable business because it solely depends on the size of your list. It solely depends on the size of your list. And that is something you completely 100% without a doubt control. And guess what? This strategy takes little to no effort. I can tell you, I've been selling traffic for the past going on 4 years now, and it literally takes me less than 3 hours a week. You ever read the book, The 4-Hour Work Week? Well, I do 3 hours selling traffic. Seriously, that's all the time that I spend on selling traffic because I have things in place like where I show you how I get email copy ideas, subject line ideas. I show you how you can get customers by using resources like one of the groups I just showed you. You could simply go to Facebook and at the search bar, type in solo ads and see all of the different groups in there. But this is what you want to look for. You want to look for testimonial groups. You want to look for solo ad testimonial groups. And the reason I say that is because not only do you see who delivers and who buys, but you can see if the campaigns were good. So you're not just doing this thing on a whim where you're saying, oh, where he sells solo ads, let me buy something from him. No, you want to see who delivers the goods. And then as a seller, you want to see who buys in bulk. Once you see who buys in bulk, that's who you want to target. And that's who your next customer potentially could be. But like I said, this whole thing takes me less than 3 hours a week. And it's really, really lucrative because it's guaranteed income. It's scalable because it depends on the size of my list, which I absolutely control. And all I have to do every day is send 1 or 2 emails and I fulfill the order. The customer's happy. I'm happy because I got paid up front. So right now, I want you to move on to the next video because I want you to check out an interview that I did with a buddy of mine, Nick Lau, who's been around this industry for years now. We actually had the same list building mentor who taught us the same stuff around the same time. And both of us have been selling clicks for a very long time. And it's about a 30 or 40-minute interview. And on this interview, we go over a few do's and don'ts of the solo ad industry, whether you're buying or selling, and also a few lessons as a marketer in general that you can greatly benefit from. So it's a pretty short interview, about 30, 40 minutes. Check it out, listen to every word, and take notes. I guarantee that you'll get value from it.